Hello everyone, welcome back to Anatomy Dinner. I'm your host, Isaac, and today we'll be talking about heart. Yes, you heard it right, heart. You might be asking, how? Or perhaps more importantly, why are you cooking heart? Well, let me show you. Here's a standardized drawing of a heart. The top is superior, and the bottom is inferior. In anatomical terms, the left and right always refer to the subject's left and right, not the viewer's. And since we're looking at the front of the heart, this is the anterior view. Imagining looking at another person's front, the left hand will be on your right side, and vice versa. Hence, the left and right in this drawing are reversed. There are a lot of structures to the heart that bear great anatomical importance, but much less so in terms of coronary importance. So, I will spare you the details of cardiac physiology. For our purpose, just know that the heart has two sides. The right side of the heart receives deoxygenated blood from the rest of the body and pumps it into the lungs to be oxygenated again. The freshly oxygenated blood from the lungs then enters the left side of the heart to be pumped to the rest of the body. When the oxygen in the blood gets used up by the body and sent back to the right side, the circular process restarts. Because the heart is a pump for blood, it is a hollow organ. Each side of the heart has two chambers, the smaller atria and the larger ventricles. And because the left ventricle has to deliver blood to the rest of the body, whereas the right ventricle only has to do so for the lungs, the muscles that make up the walls of the left ventricle are much bigger than that of the right. As a result, the left chamber size is actually smaller. And let's focus our attention on the right atrium for a second. This small chamber is where the heart first receives deoxygenated blood from the body through the superior and inferior vena cava. And most people actually know this. But few know that there is a third vessel that also delivers deoxygenated blood to the right atrium, and that is the coronary sinus. At this point, you might already be utterly perplexed. And I might have lied earlier when I said I was going to spare you the details. Well, life is full of lies, if you haven't noticed. But being the natural intellect who'd watch my videos as you are, you must have thought about an interesting loophole in the pumping mechanisms of the heart. Heart, being an organ itself, and a rather essential one I may add, must consume oxygen as well. Where does the oxygen come from then? To answer this, let's look at the exterior of the heart more closely. And yes, there are actually blood vessels on the heart. How did you miss this? You must have been misled by some idiot into believing that details aren't important. Well, the red vessels are the coronary arteries. They are the first set of arteries that arises from the aorta, close to the aortic valve, and delivers oxygenated blood to the heart walls. The blue ones are the cardiac veins that drain used up blood back to the right side of the heart. But how? You guessed it, through the coronary sinus. Where exactly is the coronary sinus, you ask? Well, it is on the posterior side of the heart. So here is the posterior view of the heart, and it is the largest part of the vein in the groove between the atria and the ventricles. Now, the why question. Have you ever attended a fancy holiday dinner where they served a roasted loin with stuffing in the middle? If your answer is no, I have never been to a fancy holiday dinner, I urge you to reevaluate your current station in life. Anyway, the heart is made of muscle or red meat, much like a loin, that comes with not only one but two natural cavities for stuffing. So, my question for you is, why not? Wash the outside of the heart thoroughly under running water. Find the coronary sinus of the heart and run water into it. Then squeeze the heart to force the water back out. Repeat this process until all the blood is gone and the liquid that comes out of the coronary sinus runs clear. Marinate the heart in soy sauce, rice wine, and sugar in the fridge overnight. To make the stuffing, I start by chopping up some soft pretzels and shallots and browning them in a pan. After the mixture is cooled, a whole egg is beaten into it to help with the binding. Then, the mixture is divided into two parts with a ratio of roughly 1 to 2, since the volume of the right ventricle is larger than the left. Chopped spinach is added to the larger size mixture, and diced beets are added to the other. Season well with salt and pepper. For the final assembly, take the marinated heart out of the fridge. With kitchen shears, cut out all the major vessels on the superior side of the heart, including the aorta, the pulmonary arteries and veins from their roots. Then you will see the two sides of the heart clearly. Stuff the more spacious right side with the green spinach stuffing and the left side with the red beet stuffing. Roast the heart in a 350 Fahrenheit oven until it reaches an internal temperature of 160 Fahrenheit for about 2 hours. Then make cross-sectional cuts and reveal the two different color stuffing inside one piece of succulent red meat. A citrus sauce, such as raspberry, would go very nicely with it. I really hope you give it a try and enjoy. Thank you for watching Anatomy Dinner. Until next time, I bid you grand eating.